This is a Gundam. Today's video is sponsored by Privacy. And right now, while we're all kind of stuck at home, you're probably doing a lot more online shopping. And that means you don't want to let the bad guys get a hold of your information and take advantage of the situation, putting you at risk financially. Now, Privacy is an app that you can install on your phone. You can even use it on your desktop in your popular browser, which will basically take your bank card, link it to a new digital card that you can create, as many as you want at any time. And then you use those card numbers to buy things online. You can set them as one-time purchase. You can use them for reoccurring things like Netflix subscriptions or online streaming services. Or you can even use it for those signups, for those, hey, enter a credit card number to get your free credit report. And then guess what? They're not gonna be charging you monthly like they think they're going to. And one of the other things you can do with Privacy is use it for allowances for your kids. Give them a little bit of responsibility and give them a card that they can use and let them learn the value of money. Just ask my daughter how that feels. Dad, can I get this Fortnite skin? Well, do you have any money left on your Privacy card? No. Gotta wait till next month or go pick up the dog poop. But in all seriousness, right now while we're stuck online doing more online shopping probably than ever, you know who is also watching, trying to get your financial information and make you pay for it. Don't let them pay. Use Privacy. Use my link down in the description below, and new signups will get $5 towards their first purchase. So what are you guys waiting for? Click the link down below. It's free, and trust me, during a time like now, you'll be glad that you did. An RX-78-2 Gundam. EFSF prototype close combat mobile suit. So the reason why I'm gonna be building this, I've done the model ships. And here's the thing, with model ship, if you've done model hobbies like this, plastic models, the only thing more difficult than building a ship is building one from scratch. The intricacies of the boat, the photo etch, the fact that my potential spam is calling. Boats are the hardest, and then you can add to the boat with all photo etch parts, and then you can even go scratch build where you make a new part yourself out of better materials to make it look more realistic. So my friend Renee was like, hey, I want to see what you can do with a Gundam, because Gundams are hard. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest, and this isn't like me trying to just be like poo-poo on Gundam. I know nothing about this. It's just he wanted to see me build one. The amount of sprues or whatever these are called for the entire model, this on the current 200 scale Missouri that I'm building, this would equate to like one tiny ass piece of the superstructure. So this seems like a nice change of pace for something easy. So anyway, we're just gonna build it, B-roll it, have some fun with it. I can't wait to get to the painting part. I think it's interesting how they're color coded, right? Because there are parts of this model that are red, parts of this model that are gold, parts that are like, they're kind of cheating in a way. It's just like, I know those are the red pieces that I can see. I know this is the body unit, which is blue. We're not gonna be doing any of this. I hate the way these paint schemes look in the cartoon. This whole like just Transformery Optimus Prime-y look. I'm gonna be painting it more of a Titanfall, a little bit more of a weathered, maybe a little bit of battle damage. I haven't decided. I might put some holes in it. We'll see. So we're just gonna, I'm not gonna talk to you as I build it. This is not a how to build models. This is just me building one. And you guys have always said, do some model building on your channel, and we'll do that today. So it looks like I finished the torso in just about 2 hours. That's where we're gonna stop here on day one. And this will all be one video, obviously. So I don't know how long it's gonna take. We're shooting this in the off time. It's kind of interesting though. It's got a lot of moving parts. Like that's where I guess the pilots go in, the little flaps that open on the arms. So far, the only gluing I've done is to hold together pieces that I felt like didn't snap together tight enough, but I'm a little disappointed this is a snap together kit, honestly. Yeah, so I guess there's real grade, which is smaller than this. This is 1/100th scale. And real grade has the same detail as master grade, but smaller, which makes it more difficult because as it gets smaller, it's more difficult. Well, I guess that's debatable too, depending on the level of detail. Bigger things give an opportunity for smaller things to have more detail. So, yeah, I'm obviously not gonna paint it, or I'm not gonna leave it blue and red. I don't like the blue and the red and the gray. I know that's how the cartoon was and stuff, but I'm doing my own reimagining on this guy. I even broke a piece on accident, trying to get two pieces back apart. And I repaired that, so that's fine. And then once that's painted and sanded and stuff, you won't even notice it really. I don't want to trigger people by saying this isn't a hard kit. It's not. It's like anything else. It's just tedious. Just take your time, double check. Use Google Translate in some of the instructions if you need to. We've did it a couple times because I'm like, what is that exclamation point in that paragraph saying? And then we'll look it up. But this is the kind of kit that obviously seems like anyone could do it as long as you have the time and the patience. And the painting is where I think all of this will come together. So we're gonna stop there today and then we'll pick it back up wherever we finish. Well, it's done. I don't think I'm gonna do any more detail on this. That's the problem with these snap together things. I know they're not meant to be handled and stuff. All right, so this is Gundam 742, I don't know which one it is. Look,
his pieces like falling off of him in front.
Oh, his finger, yeah, that finger keeps falling off. It was fun to build, it really was, and I could see why people really enjoy these. This was a master grade, not a real grade, and everyone on Instagram was saying that real grade is, or perfect grade or whatever is better. They're smaller, I guess, with just as much detail. This allows you to kind of get into the model making, I guess, and not like frustrate yourself with having to deal with the different types of cements, the different types of plastics, and dealing with styrene or dealing with CV glue versus CA glue and all that sort of stuff. So it's like, or PVA glue. So it's kind of nice to be able to like kind of snap it together, maybe put some dabs on things that, we already dabbed, but put some dabs of glue on things that don't want to stay. And then for the most part, I built this because I wanted to get to the painting part. And this was actually a gift from a friend who wanted to see what I could do with it in terms of painting. So I went with a very navy type paint scheme on there. It's gonna look weird on everyone's camera regardless, or monitor, because everyone's calibration is gonna be different, but it's got a slight blue-gray look to it. Very similar to like US Navy would have. And then I painted the skeleton black. It's got a base coat and everything. Then we did some chipping on there, but not a whole lot. There's not really any damage in him, except I put like one hole, or kind of an impact mark on his inner thigh right there. We kind of took the premise of a lot of the damage on here is just little surface chip, as if like small arms fire, like 50 caliber rounds and stuff were hitting this guy. Because remember, a human is about the size of the opening in his crotch. So they enter his crotch to get into him. So if you want about the size of a human, they like crawl in there and it's really small. This thing's probably, I don't know, 10 stories tall or so. I guess that's about how tall these things are supposed to be. I didn't do the weapons either because they're pretty bad. The detail on this gun is pretty abysmal. So I just pretty much was like, fine, I'll just do the guy and then I'll paint the base and I'll put him on display. It's kind of neat though how you can articulate his arms and stuff, and you can give him like, watch this. He's just gonna be like, it's doing the SpongeBob. So, hi. I don't know. I mean, it's fun to kind of pose him around, but the arms fall off and every now and then, the legs like to pop off. But I guess once you pose him, you just kind of leave him in a glass case or something. And the painting, I think, turned out pretty good. I'm gonna still do the decals on this thing, I think, eventually, and you guys can see what it's gonna look like on Instagram when I do the decals, because I just wanna finish this video now. I don't know, I think this thing is like, normally like 200 bucks or something like that, but I think you can get it for cheaper depending on when you buy it or sales or whatever. So he's a pretty cool dude. But I spent significantly more than that on my premium grade 350 scale Yamato. So look, I'm not talking shit on Gundams. I'm really not. I see where their value is in terms of people wanting to like get into model building, and I don't know how many people paint them. Most people just seem to put them together and leave that terrible red, blue, yellow, white scheme. I hate that. But you want to talk about difficulty. This is called photo etch, and there's not much of it in this kit, but there's a lot of photo etch in my 200 scale Bismarck I'm working on. Look at the size of those things. That's my finger. And this is just some of the deck surface pieces, right? That's gonna go onto the ship. Like the crane right here, you have to fold that in position. Here's some of the decks. Just various rigging. That's probably gonna go in the life rafts or something. I don't
These
know.
are metal pieces.
These are metal, yeah. So they get photo etched and then they're laser cut or engraved, and then you have to cut them out and then bend them into position. This is the manual for this guy. So if you wanna talk about detail, it's pretty insane. Like all of this has to be cut out, cleaned, painted, glued, and all that sort of stuff. Like this is a 1-to-1 scale of the size of the ship. Just to show you some of the pieces, some of the sprues or the trees or the cages. Everyone seems to call them something different. This particular ship has 2 options available to it. It has a waterline build or a full hull. It's hard to say that, full hull. Reminds me of Cletus McFarlane. Full hull. Start growing myself a mullet now. But anyway, yeah, so this is like the bow and the stern. Actually, no, this is the bow if you're doing waterline build, and this is the bow with the bulbous bow, or bulbous bow.
Bulbous bow.
Bulbous bow, if you're gonna be doing the full hull. These are the side pieces you're gonna use if you're just doing the waterline, and then this is the bottom half for doing the full hull. And then you wanna talk about pieces. Oh man, this one is gonna be fun. To me, this is model building. This is fun, but that's a toy. Anyway, I know it pisses a lot of people off. That's okay. Look at the size of these deck guns. My fingers. I gotta paint those. Oh, one's already all like broken in there. Look. Look at that gun right there. It's all.
It's all sad.
Yeah, I'd probably do another Gundam. A lot of people said if I do the newer one, the newer style, apparently they're a lot cooler. This to me is like a lot more indicative of like what model building is. I know it sounds like I'm really talking shit. So I'm not into Gundams. This was a gift and I wanted to see what it was like, and he wanted to see what I would do with the paint job, and that's what I did. This guy right here though, I'm not gonna do a video on this. Maybe I'll do like video updates and like share it on social and stuff, but this took so long to do, about 4 days of solid work, but that's because I had to keep stopping to do video stuff like this on it. But I expect this Yamato, it'd probably take me a year to do this. He's cool looking though. I don't know how I'm gonna pose him yet. Are you still here?